I had a long day now. Hi everyone, welcome to today's Instagram live. As you know, I'm Snow Black, your host for the day, and I'm really thrilled to have you all join us today. Today we are having a special guest, and today we're going to explore a topic and navigate a topic that is really a lot, actually, if you ask me. So we'll be having a special guest join us, so please let's welcome Purity.
Hi everyone, let me adjust my camera. I'm sweating. Nigeria.
Well, you have lights. At least that's a plus. I don't. So yeah,
I
you're welcome.
I have to go and turn on my gen. You see the way I'm so sweaty. Like Nigeria will not allow somebody rest in peace.
Well, we are in Generator Republic and we are happy about it, so we are used to it. As
Yeah,
God
Bali. Let
pleases.
let me adjust my fan.
Okay.
Okay. So I can be comfortable. Hi everyone. Good evening. I'm so sorry in case I look kind of shabby from what you usually know me as. Please manage it.
It's accepted. We are in Nigeria. Don't worry, don't sweat it. Don't sweat
Okay,
it.
so let
Okay.
me quickly share the live before we begin. Let's see.
Okay.
So I think that's it. I think we can begin. Hi, everyone. Fabulous evening. Thank you so much, Girls in Tech, for this wonderful opportunity to be here and share knowledge, share my experience. Because at the end of the day, I think for me, generally in the tech space, it's you need like testimonies of people to actually like keep the faith and then keep at whatever you're doing,
Yeah.
because it's
You
especially
need
for
to
people
know people
that
are actually succeeding. Like it's
exactly
a hard enough space, so you need to see people succeed, real life people, not storytellers. New real life
exactly
people, you need to see them succeed, so you can put in more effort and put in more work, because honestly, it can be exhausting and tiring.
yes, yes, pretty much.
So, Purity, please give us a brief introduction of yourself. So I know who you are. So let them know you too.
Okay, hi everyone. My name
Hi,
is
Juliet.
Purity Ogheneochuko. I am the current sponsorship and partnership lead for Web3 Ladies. I'm a digital marketer transitioning into a product manager. So yeah.
Look at profile. God. Look at profile. Did you guys hear that profile? Are you impressed? Okay, thank you so much, Purity, for taking out time to be here with us today. So, first off, let's dive into this thing. Now, for myself and everybody else, we keep hearing Web3. What exactly is Web3? Gone like this. We know it has to be do with. They are just very confusing statements out there to people who are not into tech or who have not really known what they want to transition into. They think it's crypto, some think it's coding, just random
Some
ideas
people
out
even
there.
think it's MMM.
Exactly. Some people think it's a get rich scheme, and it's really crazy because nobody, people don't really come out to explain what Web3 is. Most times when they come out to explain, they just tell you, if you're a Web3 lady or a Web3 guy, you're going to make it. How? So please enlighten us. What exactly is Web3?
Okay, so obviously I'm not like here to lecture or anything, right? So it's basically to share one-on-one experience. So Web3 in the sense, to put it in layman terms, no codes, whatever, nothing here, right? It's basically a different web system. The way we have, when you say you want to search for something, say www dot. So that's World Wide Web, right? So it's a different form of the World Wide Web. We had Web 1, Web 2, and then now Web 3. So I would say, to differentiate it, to make you properly understand, in Web 1, we had opportunity to actually read information. So you could read information in Web 1, but then you couldn't like impute or share your ideas or right information, right? So there were only specific organizations that had access to the internet that could give you information that you could, interact with, not even interact with, like read per se. So you couldn't access or own. Then for Web 2, we now have the opportunity to actually create our own information, your own form of information, and share to a community of people. So it's no longer controlled by just a certain, group of people. You now have opportunity to share your own information. That's Web 2, right? Then now for Web 3, it's now decentralized in the sense that you can now own information. So take, for example, on a decentralized social media platform that is built on the blockchain. Trust me, yes, they have those. They have social media platforms that are built on the blockchain. For those kind of platforms, you can now actually own your content. So you have rights to your content because it's built on the blockchain and it's secured. So that's just like in layman terms what it generally means. So
Okay, so what are some of these social media platforms that are actually built on a blockchain?
okay, I think I wouldn't say it's a social media platform, the one I'm aware of, right, that I can remember off my head. There are probably some more you could research. I think I can drop a link of an article you can actually read that helps you, differentiate. Okay, I think this is a wrong link that can help you differentiate like the different aspects of Web3, because for all these things, if you actually don't read about it, like do your own research by yourself, you're never going to like get a head knowledge of what it's about. But from the top of my head, I would say Nodo, because that's like one of the platforms I have interacted with. So it's kind of like a news platform, and it's specifically just for Web3 content. So it's a Web3 news platform, right? And they also have like a space where you, as probably if you're a content writer, a technical content writer, you could write content on it and publish and gain rewards in return. So that's from the top of my head. That's the platform I've interacted with. But there are actually a whole lot more, basically. But yeah.
Okay, so can you tell us your personal experience in the Web3 space? Tell it down to being a lady, because like we know, it's almost a guy's world. It's a guy's world. And it's really hard for ladies to break into the tech space. So tailor it down to being a lady.
Okay, so as a woman, for me, I generally believe that one should be given equal opportunity, irrespective of gender, right? So whether you're a male or a female, if you're given an opportunity to, be a CEO of a company, you're given an opportunity to hold a high-ranking position, it shouldn't be different for a female person, right? For a female gender. So that's just my belief. So irrespective, tech space, real estate, finance, it doesn't really matter the sector or what do you call it, the industry the person is. Equal opportunity should be given. That is my drive. So when people say, "Oh, what's your link in gender equality per se in
Equality.
the tech space?" It's just simply put equal opportunity, irrespective of gender. So yeah.
Okay, so right now you said you are a digital marketer. So now you mentioned that Web3 space is a blockchain space. So how does digital marketing fit you into that space?
Okay, so the thing is that just like every other industry, right? Even in Web3, the tech space, there are certain work roles in life that you need in that space. So, take for example, in tech, I would say, let's take tech, let's take real estate. In real estate, you would need a finance person in real estate business. It goes the same way. In tech, a what's it called, a brand or a new founding company, a startup, right, would also need a finance person. So just because you're in tech doesn't mean You don't need a lawyer. You don't need someone to manage your finance. You don't need an accountant. You don't need a HR person. It goes like it's the same for as other industries. It's one thing for me, like what I'm trying to like explain to people, because when they hear anything that has to do with tech, has to do with Web3,
They
oh,
just
they think it's only
think it's
for,
coding.
yes, that it's technical, it's for people that are coding and whatnot, it's for very brilliant people. Not necessarily. It still applies to your original role of work. Mind you, I would even tell you, if you're a model for any reason, a content person, or even a music producer, in one way or another, you could find yourself like in that space. It is not limited to one particular niche. So hence goes me as a digital marketer. It's not limited to just one particular space. Whatever you're working with, as long as it has to do with business, there are startups and tech companies that would need your assistance or your knowledge, right, in whatever you studied. So yeah.
Okay, so now you're telling us that it's a broad enough space that accompanies any, but are there like tailored specific roles like in the web? I'm not talking about the technical aspect now. I'm talking about the web3 as a whole. What skill sets does one need to possess to actually be in that space?
Okay. So to thrive specifically in the Web3 space, I would, if you are a developer, I would say you need to have an idea of smart contracts, or, web development or blockchain development as a developer to be able to thrive. Now, there are different sub courses that you could take as a blockchain developer, or what do you call it? A smart contract developer, to build up your skills to actually thrive. Then another track would be UI UX design. UI UX design for me used to be our traditional graphic designers, but now they have transitioned into making the look and view of a product before it's launched. So UI UX design, web development, blockchain development, smart contracts, and then obviously a product management, right? So for startups and companies that are, just being formed, they need someone to help them put together what we call a PROD, right? Or PDR. Am I missing it? So it's a product development document that you actually need if you're building a product, to be able to know an outline of what the product should actually look like. So that's three. If I would add any other, I would say technical writing thrive also in the space. So if you see that from all the lists, we just have three technical roles, which is basically smart contract development, blockchain, and the rest as a developer. And then we have UI UX design, a technical writer, digital marketing, community manager. I would say those, because everybody thinks it's only, technical skills that are needed. These are non-technical roles. A community manager is very important, especially in the Web3 space, because it's a new kind of technology. So people sometimes are skeptical about using new products, right? So when you have a community manager, the person is able to build a community with people that can easily relate to the product. And once that is done, it's easier for you to break into the market. So yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much for enlightening us. Because me personally, I wouldn't say Web3 space. I keep hearing Web3, but it's not a space I've actually delved into or considered thinking about. Because basically, all my friends that actually do Web3, they are blockchain developers. So it's right there somewhere in my head. I just say, okay, this is for blockchain people. Am I interested in doing blockchain? Maybe not. Let's move on. So I've not really actually delved into or trying to find out what it's about or what it's going to be. No, I have honestly haven't. When I hear Web3, I know it entails a lot and a lot more, but it's not something I've actually paid interest in. So now, to the topic, navigating the digital frontier. What are the success strategies that one can take in the Web3 space?
Okay, so I would say the first thing goes to education. You know that now in like our tertiary institutions, our universities, they don't teach us. If you like study computer science, they do not teach you the basics of like core things that you actually need to thrive in real life.
Sure.
So when you come out, you are like everywhere. So I would say one of the things is education, right? So look out for, there are non-profit organizations just like Web3 ladies and girls in tech, right? That you could look out for to join their community, right? And there, I would say sub companies. I wouldn't. They're not non-profit, but they're like companies that basically educate and train people in tech skills. So I would say look out for that and try and get. Am I breaking? I think, like I was saying, education, right? So that's like one of the major aspects. So as someone who is looking to break into the tech space or from tech transition into Web3, look for communities and non-profit organizations you could join that give out courses and like programs that give out or train people in these skills, right? That's one thing you should look out for. So like I was saying, we have girls in tech, we have women in DeFi, we have the organization I'm from, Web3 ladies, there's Web3 bridge or Web3 bridge, right? Yes, for strictly for males, or I think mixed, probably. So they're like different communities. It's you on your own have to like do your research to find out these communities, these non-profit organizations that are giving out these skills for free. Even Google even have like some certain training tracks you could take. I think they have one in digital marketing, if I'm not mistaken. I think I took one of the courses, and it's free, basically, that you could join in, get certified, and get these skills. That's one. So education. Then two, I would say is networking. Right. This is actually one of my favorites because the way Nigeria is now, who where no person, I know you.
I go refer you.
So, so truly, networking is like one of like the major things, and it's one I'm always very like strong on because we all know how Nigeria is. Like, if you don't know someone up there, it even boils down all the way to investments. When you see all these big startups that are raising 10 billion, 8 digits, 12 and whatnot, sometimes it's, yes, their product is fantastic and everything, but sometimes these investments are based on because an investor would not even like give out their money to a stranger. Usually when you go to seek for funds, they are calling all their investors friend and saying, oh, do you know this person, do you know this person, do you know this person, before they are releasing that fund. So it's hence the reason why it's good for you to actually build your networking portfolio, because that would help you in the long run. It will help you at the beginning stage. It will also help you when you have scaled a little bit, and if you decide, oh, I want to, work on my own startup. Those connections that you have built will be your communities to join. Because as an early starter in the space, right? Take for example, you are a developer and then you just joined a startup, maybe as an intern even, or you are working. Sometimes as you are coding, you will come across issues and like code problems for all my developers, all your headaches that I have no idea of. So you may come across issues, right? If you're a part of a community, it is easier for you to reach out to those people and say, oh, I'm having this issue. Have you been through this before? Like, how did you solve it? And they must have, and then they can share knowledge with you. So communities, education, and what's the other one? Uh, my brain is skipping. Community education, networking,
Exactly.
right?
You've hit. You said networking though.
Yeah, communities, education, networking. I think those are the three basic, I think, success
Strategies.
strategies Then one more I would say is participating in competitions. So usually for tech space and what do you call it, the Web3 space, they're usually they're usually like trainings and workshops and hackathons. We call them hackathons, so like competitions. I will tell you, even if you don't know Jack at first, dare yourself and start from there. In the process, do research, learn, and then you can pick up. I, for
Wait,
one,
wait, hold up,
like,
hold up. You are advising that people should do hackathon in things they know nothing about.
yes, let
Please,
me
I would like to know
explain.
how that's going to help. I would like to know how that's going to help.
Here's the thing now. So, for me, right, before I jumped into tech, I was working with an AI based company, AI based startup, right? And I was working strictly as their media manager. I had zero, I just knew my industry line based on marketing and communications. That was it. But then I was, getting information and different stuff. That was the first time I ever heard of anything that was like Slack, a communication means, or Discord or
Yes,
whatnot. And it was
yes.
easier because then afterwards, when I break into tech and I started hearing all those stuff, it wasn't strange to me anymore. So when I joined Web3 Ladies of Discord, they were doing like a hackathon then with Cello, and I was jolly just come like in Ghana must go. I knew nothing. Another thing is you have to be ready to like humble yourself to learn,
To learn.
irrespective of the place you think you have hit or whatnot. You have to humble yourself to learn. So I joined the hackathon, and then I was the product manager for my team, and my team came out first. And if you look at me, people that know me very closely, they know that like I
You
am
don't know anything
more.
of that part. You're more
Exactly. I don't
focused.
like stress in my life. But the funny thing is that the team had good, what do you call it, blockchain developers. They just
Okay.
needed someone that can hold the team together.
That could
And that's
hold,
what
that
product
could give
managers
that
they
push
do.
that they needed. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the use of a product manager, to hold the team together, even if when things are upside down, right? And I was able to do that, and our team came out first. If you This is just like an encouragement story to tell you that at the end of the day, if you decide to try something new, I'm not saying just try it new and then relax. You will have to do research. I had to do research. I had sleepless nights. I had meetings upon meetings with these ladies and what we are trying to build. There were times they hit rock bottom. I was just there to encourage them. I was researching files and technical write-ups on what do you call it, medium, on whatever we were building, and sharing with them to like encourage them and stuff. So it's to plug yourself at the end of the day, even if you do not have the full knowledge. Like I said in the beginning, it's your burden to do the research, find the information, and then plug yourself in. So take the risk. Even now, we're currently doing like a hackathon with Super Team, Solana, right? So if you're interested, join the community, take a shot. You can never really tell. I mean, if you don't try, you would not really know at the end of the day, right? So,
So
yeah,
if you don't make a move, you might never know.
exactly.
Okay. Those are some very, very normal strategies. Like they are literally things that we overlook, but along the line, those things are they are the keys that actually hold the chain together.
Yeah, yeah,
So
pretty much.
I personally I feel like community does a lot and networking. Networking cannot be underrated. You can literally make doors open for you by just knowing somebody. And funny enough, in Nigeria, you literally don't even know how, you shouldn't even know how to do the work. I'm not saying that you people should not learn how to do the work.
Exactly,
But
exactly.
honestly, it's a Nigerian thing. You just know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that will open the door for you. That's all.
Yeah. One more
That's
thing I
literally it.
forgot to mention was social pages. So usually for Web3 and like tech spaces, they thrive more on X, which was formerly known as Twitter.
Truly.
So if you know you have like a Twitter account that is dying and fading out like a dead rose, go and resurrect it,
Talk to me
right?
directly. Stop cutting corners.
See, literally, like it's so much a
I can't
testimony. Before
remember the
we're
last
three
time I
years
went on that
and
space.
tech, I had like 80 something followers on Twitter. Now it's like 300 and something, right? So it's you have to start small. You have to start from somewhere. Like you don't have a choice. You just have to start from somewhere. That's just it. So if you have like those pages that are redundant, go and revive them. Once you break into the space, you would start like seeing things that are relating to what you are doing. You don't necessarily have to create afresh. It could just be retweets. Probably there's an event, a networking event that you know you are attending. Just retweet it on your page. If it's take for example a competition, even if you're not participating, just retweet it on your page. It's that's just like that's how you start. Is the consistency. It may be small, it may be lacking because trust me as a baby girl that I am, I'm lacking a lot. But still the consistency, right, in the process, you would, get there at some point. It will take time, it will take effort, it will take conscious effort, but just try. I mean, what do you have to lose at the end of the day? Nothing, right? So yeah.
So you're saying the social media are actually a key point to reaching out and successing in these spaces, these digital spaces.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I would like, okay, you said you're a digital marketer, so you should be in the best position to enlighten us. Now, every space literally has what tribes in it. Every social media space literally has what tribes in it. Like for instance, now let's use LinkedIn as a starter. For starters, you go on LinkedIn as a newcomer, you open a LinkedIn page and you want to start using LinkedIn. How do you advise them to go about it so they can actually thrive in that space? Because it's a lot. I know that immediately you open LinkedIn, you see, hi, I'm so and so person. I have achieved this. Congratulate me. I have just finished my master's, my third master's. And sometimes those things can be scary and overwhelming. And you are like, wait, am I a pencil? What am I doing? How can people actually navigate that space even if they have to feel a certain kind of way? How do they tone that down? Because for LinkedIn is a lot. Honestly speaking, LinkedIn is a lot. Let's use LinkedIn as a call point now. How do you navigate that space? At least,
Okay,
even if it's to put little drops of water and make an impact.
yeah. Okay, I would say for LinkedIn is intimidating. LinkedIn is not for the weak of heart. I would say if I would rate, right, in terms of standard of social media platforms, I would say TikTok, then Instagram, then Twitter, then LinkedIn in stuff that has to do with like business, right? LinkedIn is intimidating. Let me just is not for the weak of heart. So you have to carry concrete. You have to carry a very strong heart
You
to
have to
that
come
place.
out with the emotions that you are coming to fight and conquer
Exactly.
if not
Especially
it will
when
be
you're
victory.
starting. Yes, especially when you're starting from scratch, it could be hard. But like I said, and what you mentioned, little drops of water makes a whole ocean, right? So it's number one, check out or follow people that are doing things in line with what you want to do. And then two, when you follow them, you can create like a short, because sometimes they won't follow you back. It's not even sometimes they will not follow you back
They will not
because
follow you
they
back.
are, yeah, they're at a very top level and then you're starting. So when you do that, you can now create like a short memo. Always have a reason for connecting with them. So take for example, maybe me as a digital marketer, maybe I was just starting small and I see someone who's also a digital marketer and is excelling in their space. So after you connect, you send like a short note to explain the level at which you are at now and that you would like to, from time to time reach out to them to learn, new stuff or in case they have any links for you. When you send a what's it called, a tagged message along your invites to them, they are more likely to respond to you and like follow back or connect than somebody's crying. They are more likely to connect
Don't worry, we
than
know how you
just
feel.
sending them a random follow button or follow click or whatnot, right? You won't really get like the value for for it. Another thing is, just like you're doing with Twitter, repost for LinkedIn. So you have people that have reached a certain point that you haven't. When you see their content, interact with it, comment. You see somebody succeeding, they've gotten their degree, they've gotten heaven and earth, because that's the way LinkedIn is. People write like long episode, right, about how they accomplished what's not. Congratulate them, because your own time too will come.
Even
Congratulate them.
if you don't read it to the end,
Exactly. Like the post,
and
interact with it.
I find that on LinkedIn, if you actually interact, the more you interact, the more people interact with you.
Yes.
It's more like a don't be dormant on my space and I won't be dormant on yours thing. It's like a two-way street. You give me and I give you back.
Yeah.
And mostly all these top LinkedIn people, if they see that you're very functional, you're connecting with them, connecting with them, you're interacting with their page, you're commenting, they might likely just follow you. You might not even need to introduce yourself or anything. They might just say, okay, who is this person? Let me check this person out. This person has been really frequent with checkups and whatnot. Let me check this person out. And then they may likely just follow you. And I also feel like you can also do recommendations, maybe from
Yeah.
past work or stuff. But that place is really intimidating, honestly speaking. It's a lot. And then you look at the achievements and you be like, am I playing with my life?
It is
The
what it
one that
is.
amazing place, you see, I am 16. I delved into tech when I was 15. Now I'm a billionaire. I'm like, hold up. I've been doing tech for a while. What am I doing wrong? You might likely not be doing anything wrong. You just haven't connected with the right people yet. Your networking hasn't really maybe gained that ground that you actually need to excel. Because honestly, in the tech space, I would like you to tell us some of the challenges you've actually faced in the tech space because it's a lot of challenging experiences. So in as much as we also share, I literally see people on the daily, they tell you, go learn tech, go learn tech, there's money in tech, there's money in tech. But nobody comes out to tell you what to expect when you delve into tech. So I think that's something we should talk about. What are your challenges what do you face maybe daily, monthly, weekly in this space?
Okay. So for challenges, it's number one, generally, like everything to life, truthfully, right? Because usually when I talk about Web3 or tech, I don't like to separate it from the reality of the world to make it look like one
Just
untouchable kind
around.
of industry. It's not necessarily. It's just like every other thing in life or every other industry you're trying to break into. It's not going to be easy. It takes hard work, consistency, research, because tech is almost like medicine. In medicine, there are new things always happening. There are new diseases, new
New
solutions for the disease,
technologies, new
yeah, and stuff
treatments.
like that. So tech is almost the same thing. Like things are coming up every single day. Different kind of companies are springing up in the tech space, but three space. So number one, do research. Be sure to always do research and follow the right people. So there are certain pages on social media you are to follow to get like current news on tech, because I think one of the reasons is because specifically to like the growth of the tech industry, those news are not posted on public communication
Places.
channels, right? So there are specific tech news channels you can follow to get information. Take, for example, TechNext, right? It strictly gives information on tech. Then there's also Tech Cabal, strictly information on tech. And then the one I mentioned before, Noodle. Those are like three basic tech news space that I follow to get like information. It goes the same way. Then do your own personal research on what is trending and like what is happening, the trending apps or whatnot that you can download, the communities like we mentioned. So basically, it's not going to be easy. One of the challenges is that because the industry is growing really fast, if you are not keeping up, you would obviously be left behind, right? So take, for example, if you were a developer building on JavaScript before, you find out that there are people building on Python now and some other things that I don't even know. So basically it's, you have to keep up, because anything that makes you like relax, you are obviously left behind, right? So I think that's one of the things, one of the issues. Then another problem, I think, which is related to the solution we mentioned, is the information is out there, but there is lack of quality, skilled, technical talents in the space, right? So the industry generally is suffering because everybody that is coming into tech, they are not like trying to pin down one particular thing they want to do. They just want to be everywhere and doing
Yeah,
everything. So
they
then,
don't niche. That's like a
exactly.
major problem.
So you have to find a niche for yourself, because this space can be very exciting. Trust me. When you are hearing of this, you're hearing of airdrops, you're hearing of this hackathon that is giving $15,000, hearing of, you would want to put yourself every and anywhere. But like, even with that, try to, find a niche for yourself and pick one particular thing. Exactly. Somebody said shallowness, no depth. I think that's one of the issues. So it's, in as much as you're coming into the space, try and focus on one particular thing that oh, this is what I want to do, and then narrow down on that and plug yourself in.
Okay, so like now the tech space as we know is it's now a very broadband. Like people delve into tech without even knowing what they want to do exactly. They don't know that you're supposed to pick a niche. They just feel like it's tech, so you have to dive into it. How do you think people can actually navigate the tech space? How do you think, do you have like key pointers people could actually use when trying to find a niche?
Okay. I would say one basic thing: sew your coat according to your size. Take, for example, why are you laughing? That is true. Take, for example, I'm a very chatty person, right? Sometimes, not every time, depend on the occasion, right? So I would not, and I hate mathematics. I dread mathematics. Let me just tell you, any kind of math that has nothing to do with money, forget it. Exclude me from it. Although I studied industrial chemistry, but trust me, it's not it at all. The chemistry is not chemistry.
Not
So
chemistry.
so basically, sew your coat according to your size. If you know you're someone who is good in math, and then you're,
Okay.
I'm so, I'm so sorry.
It's
This
fine.
is
This
what
is Nigeria,
Nigeria does to you. I'm sorry. I apologize. So,
It's fine.
where did
We're
I
all in
stop?
Nigeria. We know what's going on.
So the question, I believe, was talking about, how can someone pick their niche, right?
Yeah. How do
So
you
yeah,
tailor
like I
a
was,
niche for yourself?
so like I was saying, is to sew your coat according to your size, right? So if you know you are a very brainy person, you're good at math, and stuff like that, then you could, try and see yourself diving into coding. So as a developer, right? But then if you know you're someone who is more, I think we have two kind of brain segments: someone who is right-brained and left-brained. So I think the right-brained are people like myself, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not mixing it up. So just people that are quantitative and then qualitative, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm more of like a verbal person, right? Verbal reasoning. So obviously nothing would take me into anything that has to do with web development or coding or whatnot, because that's not what I naturally, kind of wave to.
Would excel in?
So exactly. So know what you are capable of as a person. In as much they say, oh yes, I said in the beginning, try your hands on different things. It doesn't mean you should just, without consideration. So know your strong points. If you're someone who is more technically inclined, then obviously you should go for roles that are more technically inclined, like smart contract, blockchain, and anything that has to do with the back end of tech. But then if you're someone who is more verbally inclined, then you should consider doing things that have to do with the front end of tech. So even as a front end, what's it called, developer, you still have to be a technical person, right? You still have to be good in math, even if it's front end you want to do. You still have to make sure that you're someone that's like very technical, right? But for people like myself, consider the non-technical roles like UI UX design, um, digital marketing, product management, community manager, and stuff like that. So your quote according to your size, people.
But what if people don't want to use their size? Technically.
if you if you if you don't want to use your size, you wear buluku.
But then again, let me just put this out there. You don't really have to be a genius to do tech. It's not that serious. I don't know. Let's not be like I'm sticking because it's new, but I don't think it's that serious. I feel like if you put if you're interested in it and you have passion for it, it will pave a way for you to actually excel in it. It's really like before I started web development with Opacity Bay, I was of the notion that this thing is hard. Like you want to code hard. So when we started, it was I think we started with what did we start with? Git and GitHub, and I was like, maybe we should this thing is not a waste of my time. Why am I learning all this? After that, we did I think HTML. HTML. After the first assignment with HTML, I was like, this shit is simple. Why are people making noise? I was a bad student, not be like me, because it's when they want to submit assignments I used to do it. Because I felt like, okay, this it became interesting at some point. Then I started growing the passion for it. At first, I was just like, let me try this thing. I wanted to try it because people said it was hard. Well, that's just my kind of person. I wanted to try it because people were like, this is hard, this is hard. And I wanted to tell myself that this is hard. Let me see. I can do this thing. You can't tell me this thing is hard. I can do this thing. At the point I was already doing UI UX. I can do this thing. Don't be telling me this nonsense. That was why I delved into it. So I feel like sometimes if you challenge yourself, actually, it gets easier. Most things, the thing that actually hinders people mostly is fear.
Yeah.
This thing is taxing. This thing is hard. Can I do it? I don't think I'll do great in it. Sometimes chest it. I'm not saying all the time, oh, don't go and chest what you cannot do. I said I made I told you to chest it. Sometimes just take a leap of faith, put your mind in it, and it can work. Most times it does
Exactly.
work actually. Most
Exactly.
times it actually does work. But then again, if you know your capacity too, that's another thing. Because before I did that, I knew what my capacity was. I knew, of course, my brain power can carry this. Why
Yeah.
are they telling me I cannot do it? Or why are they telling me it's too hard? That's why I delved into it. So check out your brain power first. Don't overwork the brain. When it gets tired, it's tired. If you like beat it, it's like a dead horse. It will not fight.
Yeah.
So I feel like before niching, you should find something you connect with. If you like fancy pictures, things aligning well, things looking great. If you're one of those people that when you open a website, you say, what kind of ugly website is this? Why did they not shift this thing to this side? Why is this thing turning like this? Please, can you go
Exactly.
and
Yeah,
be
yes,
a UI
design.
UX designer? Go and be a product designer, please. So that you
Yeah.
can develop responsive websites for people to actually see and come into. You put yourself in place of a user and say, okay, if I want to do this website now, would I like it? Like recently, I saw a design, a UI UX design I made, and I started laughing. And they're like, why are you laughing? I said nothing. So a friend of mine that is very close to me now came. He was developing that website that the designer made. And I know this designer as a critic. Like there's nobody's design that's fine or it is not responsive enough, it's not user friendly enough, the icons are not iconing enough. Then I saw a website that the person designed, and I'm like, "Are you sure is this person that designed it?" They said, "Yes." Have you seen the person's work before? Then I thought about it, and I was like, "No." And at that point, I realized that it's very easy to criticize something But when it's time for you to actually put in the work, that is where
Difficult.
the problem is.
Yeah,
So don't be one of those people that you think you're overly good. Just keep room for development, keep room to excel, keep
precisely.
room to learn new things, because on a regular basis there are new things that are popping up, and honestly sometimes it's overwhelming and you can't keep up, but just hang in there, just literally hang in there. So Charity, there's something we do on our live, in as much as we encourage everybody to be techies and encourage them to be useful in life. For them to extend
No, please, all of you should not be techies so that you guys can be customers for my own startup. Please, I beg you.
Abby, true. But then again, if everybody's delving into tech, who is going to patronize? But anyways, that's a topic for another day. We do a little giveaway, but the genre of our giveaway is we delve into other things like social life, music, movies. Like last week, I think we did movies and music. We did like riddles, then we did movie and music. So today we are giving you the option of picking a genre for us.
Wait first. Is the wait first? Don't laugh. Is the guest allowed to participate in the giveaway?
No, you are not allowed to participate in the game. Look at this one. You are not allowed to participate in the game.
Okay. I would say let's do movies, I guess, because I'm kind of like a movie person.
Okay, so let's give you a starter. You throw maybe a quiz or a question or anything in the movie genre. So since you're a guest, let's give you the first round.
Okay, so let me do proper introduction now. If you know you have like double phones, you can use it to join in so that you
Google.
probably just win win double giveaway. I'm sorry, Nigerians are always like that. I have the blood in me too. Sorry. Okay, so Girls in Tech actually does like giveaway at the end of their life. So that's the session we're going into. So the genre for the giveaway, I will be asking questions in the movie department. So anything that have to do with movies because I'm a very, movie person, I guess. So first question I would ask is I'm a superhero movie fan. So
I'm so sorry, guys. I did not plan it.
let's
It's
dive
spirit.
into that. The first question: what is the real name of the Loki actor? So you know Loki. We all know the history of the Avengers and the villain that was known as Loki, and we know he had an original movie. So what is the real name of the actor who played Loki? Fastest finger.
First person. Let's go, guys. I know if you used to
Fastest
watch film, you
finger.
know this. Say again. Sorry,
Fastest.
sorry. Don't cry, Israel. I'm sorry. It's not me. It's Purity. Don't mind her. Sorry.
Things
Forgive
are
us.
hard now
Forgive
in
us.
this country. If it's even free recharge card, it will go a long way. You saw me that my data ran out. I'm looking for data. If I can even participate, safe, it will be good for me. There's no answer. Let me answer and take the gift and go away.
Okay. I liked that character. He was very
Yeah.
mischievous.
Tom, so, so, somebody said
He
Tom.
said
Tom
Tom.
Tom.
Tom who?
Is it
Tom what?
is it Tom and Jerry?
Tom and Jerry.
His full name. E for effort. E for effort. You tried, but his full
We
name.
give you two.
Hey,
You are
this
getting
one,
well.
I hate you. I just know Juliet. You went to Google.
Thomas Williams. You don't know this name. You Google this name.
Juliet.
Hey,
Juliet went to Google
Juliet.
because even
I
me, I did not know
don't
that
name
his
like this.
middle
I know
name
only two.
was William.
I know only Thomas Henderson. Juliet, where did you see William from? Okay, so we have a winner. ICT trading, you came late. Juliet is our first winner for the day. Then yeah, there's something we always do. We give I think she left. Hey, yeah, just a look. We actually give a little token to whoever stays with us from the beginning of the live till the end of it, but she already left, so there goes a
Said
gift.
network.
No, it's not Juliet, it's Dove. Dove something. She was here immediately we started the live, but she left already, so well,
So that means it will come to me, right?
who is this me that is sick of?
I,
You you are a
she.
Web3 lady. Represent as a Web3 lady. Focus, focus. Don't look at the corners. Focus. You know that they say Web3 people are rich people. So now package. Now they said this Web3 that the money is at the broke money, blood money. So now focus. Package. Why are you shaking your head like that? Okay. Let's delve to the next question. Purity, give them the next question. Please don't kill them.
Oh, we are. There's still more. There's still like more gifts.
Okay, so this is what we do. We do an airtime giveaway for a number of persons, actually.
Ah, where am I now? Let me use my other phone to join now.
ICT training. Yes, you said Tom first. We saw that, but we needed the full name. But you said just Tom, so sorry. Hopefully you get the
There's
next one.
more. So I should go with the next question, right?
Yes. Please don't
Okay.
kill them.
So
And
ICT, I will make it
this
a
one is
very
coming
easy
with
one.
a 1 minute long to answer
Okay.
because this one takes a lot.
Okay. I will make this one very easy. Still on our superhero story.
Oh my
So
god, I'm
what?
sorry guys. I did not know
What?
that I was carrying Captain America to this life. I'm sorry. I'm happy.
Okay. So what was the name of the last Avengers movie?
Oh, I know this one. Share I can
What
answer.
was the name of the last Avenger movie? If you're just joining, this is giveaway time with Girls in Tech and myself, Purity Ogheneochuko, sponsorship and partnership lead for Web3 ladies. But I'm not the one giving the prize, Sha. It's Girls in Tech up there. They are able pockets. So the question is, what was the name of the last Avenger movie?
But do you know there's
Juliet!
yes, Juliet said Endgame, but you know that there's a new Avenger movie, right?
It's not yet out.
But it's in our faces. We cannot see it.
It's not yet out.
Okay, fine. Juliet, you're on fire today. Oh. Juliet, I'm suspecting you. Okay, so thank you all for joining us. Purity, do you have any closing statements that you want to do?
For closing remark, I would just say, relative to today's topic, if you joined late, well, sorry, all the juicy information had already been shared. So I'm sure Girls in Tech, they will have this uploaded on their page so you could rewatch it. I would probably ask for it too and have it uploaded on my YouTube. You can as well rewatch it at any point in time. The link I mentioned where you can like read about the transition of Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3 is in my profile. So if you click on my profile, you see like a link tree/Purity Crow. Click on it. The first topic at the top, you see it's Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3. So it's an article on Quora that's just like a basic. Why I like it is because it's a layman explanation of what Web3 is about and how we came up to this point, right? So you have like a basic understanding of it before you choose to go into that space. So I would just say thank you everyone for your time. Thank you, Girls in Tech. Thank you, Snow, for the opportunity to be here and share my ideas and my thoughts with people from your community as well as mine. And thank you everyone who took out your time to be here, your busy schedules, to be present. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Till next time.
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Purity, we're really grateful. Thank you for honoring me and spending your evening, your precious Saturday evening with me. Thank you so much. And thank you for the knowledge which you've shared. And at least me to have learned more. It's not everything that I used to know in this life. Me to have packed some knowledge. So I'm really grateful for the time. Everyone that joined, thank you all so much for being here with us. So I think our next live is scheduled to be next month. Our winners for the giveaway, we have, oh, Juliet, you won twice. Wow. Okay, Juliet. I think your details are still in our inbox, so I'll get it from there and you'd hear from us shortly. Thank you all so much. And then let's put this out there. Don't be scared of the tech space. It's an easy ride if you have determination, and if you already are in the tech space, try as much as possible to put yourself out there, network, build a community or get into an already built community, affiliate yourself with people, because that's the only way to actually thrive. References, don't take them for granted. People refer people for greater things. People form tight niches where they have their own people in it. Like literally, I might just literally have a job to do, and I see, oh, I'm very good at front end. My guy can do back end. I can do product design. Alpha, let's run this thing, and we bag the money, and they say, can you do this? Yes, we can do this. And then you're way on your way, you're doing it. So you don't have to know everything around. You just need to know people that know the one that you are lacking in, balancing. So that brings networking. It takes you a long way. Please do not take it for granted. Once again, thank you all for sticking with us. See you next time and have an amazing weekend. Don't forget to follow us on Girls Tech Nigeria. Thank you all so much. Goodbye. Bye, Purity.